Welcome, adventurers, to a world of wonder and whimsy, of fantasy and the fantastic, of Dungeons and Dragons. Please clap. Previously on Radventure, after a goblin falls from the sky, your party of adventurers met alchemist Wetzel at Wetzel's Pestle and agreed to help put a stop to this. After magically making a new wolf companion and triggering many traps, you all met Tip Tap Milk Curdler, a cute little goblin who eagerly recruited you to fight Nooset, a creature that was seemingly attacking goblins. Led into the camp, you met the Goblin Queen, Drug's Face Stabber, and agreed to put a stop to Nooset. And then you were shown the massive catapult they used to launch themselves at Nooset, which was then revealed to be the sun. The goblins are excitedly readying to launch you into the sun at sunset a few hours from now. So, adventurers, what are you doing?
Okay, everyone, can we huddle for a second? I think I have an idea.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear it.
Does anyone have any, spells that could block sunlight?
Very good question.
No.
Because I was thinking if somehow we could, make clouds go in front of the sun, and then I could, press to digitate some, type of spark, then they would just think it was gone.
I am unfortunately not yet capable of controlling the weather, but maybe someday.
Wow.
Okay. Idea for future goblins.
I could attempt to charm the what was her name?
Drugs.
Drug's Face Stabber.
How could you forget such a memorable name?
I could attempt to charm Drug's face. What is it?
Face Stabber.
I could attempt to drugs not drug. I could attempt to charm. Let me try that again. I could attempt to charm her, and they all seem to really like her. They seem to follow whatever she says. So if we can, convince her to not try to throw goblins at the sun anymore.
Is Tip Tap still around?
Tip Tap is nearby and holding Magnolia's hand next to you all, but his finger is knuckle deep in his nose, and he does not seem to be paying attention.
Tip Tap, can I ask you something?
Sure.
You said that Nooset attacks you, right?
Yeah, that's what they say.
How exactly does Nooset do that?
Oh, it's a hard thing. Let's see if he is going to make a history check. It's not bad. Well, long ago, we learned that this Nooset is up in the sky, and it's attacking us. And so we have to attack it.
Okay, but, attacking you, implies, it's harming you, right?
Yeah, everyone says that's what's been happening.
But you've never, seen it.
Well, I don't see a lot of things, but I know it happens.
Have you ever gotten a sunburn, or,
What's that?
A Nooset burn?
A Nooset burn.
It does get hot. It makes my skin hot.
That's...
And does that hurt you in any way?
No, not really.
Do you know anyone who has been hurt?
Well, there's Drugs is the queen, so she's the smartest, but we've also got a mystic who knows everything.
A mystic?
Yeah. He lives over there. It points to the far end of the camp. You can see this sort of purple little tent, similar to the other one, as Roscoe.
It would be okay if we talk to him just to make sure that when we do go to fight Noosa, that we know how to avoid being hurt by it and stuff.
Don't worry, we have a protective barrier all around this place. So if anyone tries to get in or out to try and attack you, we won't let them.
Wonderful.
Right.
Here, I'll lead you over there.
He grabs your hand. He puts 2 hands on your hand, Magnolia, and you see there's some boogers on it. It's not great, but it seems really happy to drag you over to the tent.
It's literally like a 3-year-old.
I'm at first I'm grossed out, but then I'm amused.
Well, I'm not allowed to go in there. None of us are.
Are we gonna get in trouble if we go in there?
No. Well, maybe. You can knock. There's actually flaps instead of a door, so it's hard to knock. You could yell knock.
I'm gonna go up to the flaps and sort of just one little chitinous claw and part the flaps.
Looking inside, you see that Tip Tap sort of moves away, and inside the tent, it's oddly clean and organized, unlike the rest of this place, which seems like there's an order to it, but it's more chaotic. There's a desk and a large made bed, and you see a bookshelf that's filled with some books and bottles. And at the desk, you see a goblin in a purple robe with little stars and moons on it, and a pointy, very Fantasia, purple wizard's hat.
Nice.
What is it? Someone got their head stuck in a beehive again? Oh, you're not goblins.
Yeah, no, we are not goblins. We're adventurers here to help with your, what was it called? You have a problem with a beast?
Nooset.
Nooset, yes, we're here to slay Nooset, and we heard you are very knowledgeable.
Come in.
Goes, he sort of ushers you inside and sort of closes, but you see that there's little clasps on the thing, the tent flaps, so they can't easily be opened. There's no sunlight peering in, so he has oil lamps.
Interesting.
So, your plan is to kill Nooset, huh?
Ideally, yes. Yeah.
Well, let me put it this way. We're gonna get to the bottom of the issue.
Oh, yes, we'll solve the problem one way or another.
Yeah, you all get that. Nooset is the sun, right?
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
And that the sun can't be killed because it's the sun.
Yes.
We're really...
Is this just population control?
We're really just trying to stop the whole goblins falling from the sky thing.
Yes, what's that about? Why does everyone want to kill the sun?
All right.
He sort of stands back and he takes off the hat, and suddenly you see a puff of smoke, and there is an older man with sort of silvery gray hair, wearing simple clothes, standing there in the same purple robe. Look, my name isn't Roscoe the Goblin. It's Roscoe the Human.
I'm shocked.
I've been studying these goblins for a very long time. You see, 20 years ago, they had all this aggression and started attacking travelers, and I managed to convince them to, focus their efforts on attacking the sun instead. Say it's Nooset, an evil demon. But the thing about goblins is, what you mentioned about population control is kind of correct. They reproduce real fast, and turns out if you don't have something to kill them, they kind of just expand real quickly.
Yes, this seems like an intractable problem.
But I feel like there's still probably a better way to control them than by catapulting them into the sky and watching them go splat.
Have you tried burning their village to the ground?
It was on my list of ideas. You see, my research thing was, coming to an end, so I kind of just got drunk one night and had to go with the first idea.
Right.
Unfortunately, I haven't stopped drinking since then, and I don't intend to, because, let me tell you, life's not too bad for me, but I'm also sort of a goblin most of the day, so take it as you will.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Right.
I would hate to be a goblin most of the time. It seems like it would be very unpleasant.
It's not bad, buddy. You're real short. You can't reach things. No offense.
Right.
It turns to you, Gert.
None taken.
It seems we have a bit of an impasse here. You want to continue controlling the population of goblins, and we want to stop the goblins from catapulting themselves. Perhaps we could convince them to engage in some other self-destructive habit. Have you tried introducing them to tobacco or methamphetamine or something to that effect?
Oh, that's actually a really great idea.
Yes.
That would decimate generations.
Yeah, I think it would be very effective at controlling and decimating them.
Yeah.
None of this is really sitting right with me, I'm not gonna lie. Have we thought about maybe spreading the population out to places other than this city? Maybe perhaps telling the younger folks that they should try going on a road trip or something along those lines?
That's not a bad idea. But hold on. Why are you also focused on not doing the catapult thing? The catapult thing works.
Well,
Because it's raining goblins.
Yes.
Like, daily. And that people kind of don't like that happening by their houses.
it's sort of an environmental concern. It's like litter, but with bones.
Also, they land, like, right on the trail, and, like, what if a goblin, like, landed on someone's head?
It could be fatal.
Mm-hmm.
A goblin doesn't weigh very much, but at that speed, could be dangerous. I have an idea. What if we convince them that in order to assuage the terrible demon Nuset, they have to perform sacrifices? We have a nice pit. We have them, throw themselves into the pit, or they throw each other into the pit. Every week we have to do throwings into the pit. Everyone, need 10 of you in the pit. Here we go. I think they would fall for it. No pun
And that
intended.
would, and by throwing people into the pit, that ensures that Nuset won't ever attack them because
Yes.
he's being satisfied.
I see two issues with this. One, when they launch into the sky, they don't know where it goes. They just sort of assume it dies fighting Nuset. So if there's a pit, maybe it could work. I'm not ruling it out. He's just pouring himself like a larger and larger glass of some unidentified foul-smelling liquid. But number two, did Wetzel put you up to this? His eyes narrow. It's her house, right? You can't trust her.
Why?
Why?
20 years ago, she did a horrible, horrible thing to me.
Oh.
I was buying supplies from her, and I had put together a massive order, 40 gold worth. And then, she didn't let me know until the end there was an extra 5 copper sales tax. And I've had it out for her ever since.
I'm so sorry to hear that. If you give us 300 gold, we'll kill her for you.
No, we will absolutely not be doing that.
Radventurers things. I got like 40 golds left,
I'm so
we don't
sorry.
get
It has to be 300.
Well, I'm sorry I don't have it.
So, you're all upset about Wetzel because she charged you 5 extra coppers.
Yep. It's the principle of the thing.
I
You
was
say
gonna
how much something is, that's how much it costs.
If I, give you 5 copper, will you feel better about it?
No. He crosses his arms, kind of grumpy.
What if we get Wetzel to give you 5? I almost said pretzels. That wouldn't make any sense. What if we get Wetzel to give you 5 copper? Would that make you feel better?
If she comes here and she apologizes to me and gives me 5 copper pieces, I will accept that.
I feel like we're all just skimming over the fact that you're gonna accept 5 copper pieces in exchange to stop a genocide of gremlins. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Now. They're goblins, not gremlins.
Oh, sorry. Goblins. I misspoke.
Similar thing with bright light. They have a thing for it. But if you get these ones wet, they won't multiply. But they do just multiply in general. No water needed. It's an okay genocide in a way. As that word came out of my mouth, it felt weird to me too. But if we don't keep the population under control and they get too big, they're gonna go attack the closest city. and just overrun it. It's in their nature. They love high energy, dangerous things.
Yes.
What about, I kind of have another idea. At sunset, they just throw themselves into the forest, right?
Yeah, they catapult themselves in.
Right. What if we somehow convince them that, like, there's no way to fight Newset at sunrise? Like, he's too powerful at sunrise. You have to wait for sunset. Because if they're catapulting themselves into the forest, then, I mean, the wolves will eat them, probably. They'll give the wolf some scritches.
Have to do two at sunset.
Yeah, instead of one at sunrise and one at sunset.
Or if we're lucky, we could convince them they have to do 3 at sunset, and then eventually they'll just wither away because there'll be no goblins left.
But yeah, as long as they're not launching themselves in the direction of the sunrise, then it's probably fine, at least for now.
Yes.
Crosses his arms. Well, then Wetzel would stop having to clean up dead goblin bodies.
Yes,
So,
yes,
I
she
don't
would.
see, I think that I will use, I have some say here, and he puts on the hat, and he poofs back into a little goblin with his pointy hat and purple attire.
Then we'll just tell them that we have to keep attacking at sunrise.
And then poofs it back off.
This is really over 5 copper pieces, though. Like,
That's the
Like-
principle of the thing.
Oh, sorry, it's the principle of the thing.
but like it's 5 copper. Like, you know, it's like easier to just be nice to people, right?
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
This is not going to go well. That was 2 really good rolls. Persuasion, that's a 17.
Yeah, from maybe a moral standpoint, it's easier to, just be nice to people. But, like, if you're always nice to people who aren't nice, then they're just gonna keep getting away with all their terrible things, you know?
It's true. That's the golden rule. Is don't let other people do to you what you could do to them first.
I'm not fully opposed to changing things up.
New tactic, new strategy, nothing's worked for 20 years.
Or also, we could let them launch us at it. And then the next morning, we come back and... That feels like I feel like I'm going in a bad direction with this.
Yes.
Idea, what if we told them to start launching themselves at the moon?
Oh.
That Noom is the new enemy. And so then they launch themselves in the other direction.
Yotik, can you fly?
If I get a good bit of speed and a large jump, I can glide for a little bit, sort of.
What if we launch
6
Yotik?
feet. No, please don't. I mean, I would love to. I wouldn't want to show off, I'm very modest.
If you all can find a way to make Wetzel suffer in a different way, I'll agree to help with this catapult direction thing wherever you want it to go.
What if we convince everyone that she's selling pretzels?
And then everybody keeps going up to her shop asking her for pretzels, and she's like, no, all I sell is potions. Okay, that is actually kind of funny, though.
That would be terrible for business.
Yes.
Or fantastic for business, because who doesn't love pretzels?
Yes.
Like, she's still gonna get business, it's just gonna be like... She's just gonna be, like, really annoyed when people keep asking for pretzels.
She may even be forced to change the nature of her business and start selling a different thing, and that would be so frustrating for her. Would that please you, Roscoe?
That would please me. I don't know how you'd be able to put up... Well, I guess you would need sort of like tons of signs all throughout the forest and the paths.
Yes.
That would take
Well,
weeks.
I have a ton of signs and construction paper and glue and markers in my car, in my van.
We could also tell the goblins, hey, we found out about this really cool place called Wetzel's Pretzels that sells pretzels, and we point them to where it is, and we say, but you can only go if you're nice about it.
Ooh. Alternate idea, very small prophylactics.
Very what now?
Very small prophylactics.
I don't know what those are.
Well, you see, it's like you take a length of pig intestine or sheep intestine, and you tie it off at one end, and then you use that as a barrier to keep the goblins from conceiving more goblins.
You know, that could actually work.
I think it's brilliant. We just need to get several dozen pigs or sheep, and
Oh yeah, we've got those animals. Oh, I got intestines at the wazoo. There's like a whole bunch of intestines.
let's get started then.
But the condition is Wetzel still has to suffer.
I think the pretzels thing is a good idea.
I think it is too, especially if we just send like tons and tons of goblins down there to inquire about pretzels. There's nothing more stress-inducing than being a business owner and not being able to give the customers what they want.
Oh, we can synthesize these ideas. Tell the goblins that Wetzel's Pretzels accept used prophylactics as currency. Then they will be incentivized not only to use them, but to take them to Wetzel. And how unpleasant would that be for her, right, Roscoe?
I would like both Gert and Yodick to make persuasion checks. He is on the edge of his
Can I add
seat.
one more thing?
Yeah.
Can I add one
Yeah.
more thing to that? Also, there is no sales tax on food. Therefore, if she had to start selling pretzels, she could not charge for tax anymore.
Brilliant.
Make a persuasion check as well.
That's not that bad for once. 16.
I have 12.
That landed on the corner. No! 5.
It seems as though he is most interested in Yodick's idea.
Yes.
I will allow you to convince these goblins to have safe sex on the condition that this fucks over Wetzel and makes her very uncomfortable. And also, you put up some signs as you traverse along that say, Wetzel's Pretzels or whatever, and that she accepts these used prophylactics as a thing. Do we have a deal?
Absolutely.
Yes, I think so.
Sure.
This is a great day. Let's celebrate. And he just pours himself a drink. He doesn't offer it to anyone else.
Okay, but it's gonna be a lot less great when the goblins try to launch us into the sun at sunset.
Yeah, you got like 3 hours to convince them of this. So good luck.
You don't want to help us?
Yes, we definitely need your help. You have so much influence with these little people.
Make a persuasion check, Yodick.
Come on, don't fail me, Blue. 12.
If you get them most of the way there, I'll make sure the program keeps up and running. How about that?
All right.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
The last piece of this plan we need is how we tie this to attacking the sun. How do we convince them that having safe sex is going to solve the sun problem? Like, sure, they will be incentivized by pretzels, but how does that stop them attacking the sun? I've got it. The only thing that Nooset hates more than being attacked is when goblins have safe sex.
Good work.
Brilliant.
You could also give them the angle of, the more safe sex you have, the more stronger you get.
Yes.
I didn't really hit like sex ed before I left home, so this is all a little weird to me.
Oh, yeah. You're a child.
Yeah, a little. It's fine. Like, I'm a teenage boy, I get it, but like.
We can cover all of the details. I can draw out the diagrams and things later. We'll figure this all out. We can be your new surrogate 9th grade health teachers.
Oh no.
I've got a banana amongst the bones. It'll be great. It's actually just a banana-shaped bone.
Where on earth? What body part is shaped like that?
Well, it's called a baculum, but we'll talk about that later.
Well, y'all have about 2 hours before sunset.
Did 1 hour just
wasted an
pass
hour
just
doing
now?
that.
Yeah. Sure did.
All right,
Oh,
I
no.
suppose we
Okay, let's get moving.
we have to go begin our whisper campaign.
Actually, before we do that, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna take out a little kind of palm-sized blue crystal that I use as like a compass, basically. And I'm going to sit down and spend a minute using it to cast augury.
Ooh, shit.
So basically, you receive an omen from an otherworldly entity about the results of a specific action you plan to take within the next 30 minutes, which would be basically our Whisper campaign. The DM chooses from the following possible omens: weal for good, woe for bad, weal and woe for both good and bad, or nothing for neutral. Spell doesn't take into account possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as casting additional spells or loss or gain of a companion.
Okay. So you take out a piece of paper, and as you're casting this, it folds into what looks like a little not dream catcher. What's the thing where it goes like dun,
Cootie catcher.
Oh yeah, the little...
Cootie. Yeah, cootie catcher. And you think of a number, and you think of a thing, and you pull it up, and you get both weal and woe.
Okay.
For good, that means there's going to be good results and bad results. Go ahead and make an insight check here.
Sure. Let's go with this one. Insight. 11.
11. You get the idea that this seems like it would be good for the goblins. But you're not sure how it will affect Wetzel, and how it will affect you getting treasure, as she will require proof of some kind.
Fair enough. Okay, I'll fold the little paper up and put that in the little crystal away. So, it'll probably work, but, like, we kind of have to, like, prove to Wetzel that we, like, solve the problem to get, like, money and stuff.
Yes.
Oh yeah, she's real stingy. She probably won't sign off until tomorrow morning when, no goblins come through.
Yes. Do you imagine that just the lack of goblins hitting the ground is going to be enough proof for her?
Probably. She seems real dumb to me. Drinking.
I mean, we could also, like, I don't know, get the goblins to write a note, say, sorry, we won't throw ourselves at your house anymore.
Possible.
Possible.
Sincerely, goblins.
Sincerely, goblins.
I worry, Roscoe, that we will be unable to influence all of these little green folks without your assistance. You're the one who's convinced them to use the catapult, and strangers who say that they shouldn't, I don't imagine that we're going to be able to convince them without you saying, no, the catapult was a mistake, we'll use a different technique.
Oh, don't worry. I got this. Follow me. He puts his hat back on, poofs down to the little goblin, and leads you outside.
Hold on, listen up, fellow goblins. These guys are cool. Listen to what they have to say.
All right, and he pats you on the leg and walks back into his.
Yeah, that'll probably do the trick.
Probably.
There's 20 or so goblins that are like, oh sure. You see Tip Tap is waiting, kind of sitting, and comes back once you're outside.
I kneel down and I just take Tip Tap's hands and I just look up at Yotik to start this conversation.
We have discovered great truths about the demon Nuset. We bring you wisdom as transmitted to us by the great mystic Roscoe.
Oh, cool. You should probably tell Drugs.
What?
We should probably tell yeah.
Oh, yes, is Drugs not here?
Also, my hands are covered in blood.
Where have you gotten blood from?
He points over. There's some dead animal, deer and other things kind of hanging.
Stop town.
Oh, well, let us speak to Drugs. Let's assemble. Assemblage! I clap my hands together. Assemblage.
As you're clapping, you see groups of goblins start to follow you. Tip Tap is making sure you see every now and then one guy comes close and tries to bite you, just bite a leg or something. It does seem like there is this thing in them that wants to fight and kill, and is just very much a part of who they are. But you're led to the giant tent. You see that it's now mostly been tent has been taken off so you can see most of the catapult, and you see Drugs is like shouting out commands to ready it.
My lady, my good lady, Drugs.
Yes?
We have many things to discuss, please.
Okay. You ready to fight?
We have a much better solution, a long-term solution to vanquish your foe once and for all.
Good. What is it?
Well, you see, we have spoken to the great mystic Roscoe, and he has told us the truth about your enemy Newset. Every day, you lose members of your congregation, population, society, whatever. You lose your friends and your family in the battle against Newset. Now, what would you say if I told you that there was a way to conquer Newset with no bloodshed?
That doesn't sound like, possible, you know. No bloodshed, what's even the point?
Let me show you. And I go over to the deer that they've killed, and I get out my little jaggy dagger, and I start carving into it, and I pull out some intestines. This is the key to your success.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh! Is a 3.
It seems as though they're not super interested in whatever you're doing.
Like, oh, like, those are intestines. They're good, they're delicious, but...
You see, the demon, Newset, hates more than anything, more than even being attacked. He hates when goblins use protection. And I tie off the end of the thing. And I wave it around in the air.
God,
this is the key to your salvation. Who wants the first one? They're like getting ready to throw it into the crowd.
Make a deception check.
Hey, it's not fully deception.
It's pretty much deception.
That is going to be 15.
15. Okay, you kind of lost them before, but they like the idea of free stuff. We'll count that as one success. What are the rest of you doing with this? Gets one. You see one of them takes it, pulls it over their whole head.
Oh god, that must smell so bad. How heavy does the catapult look?
Really fucking heavy. This is like a 40 by 40 foot catapult. It is giant.
So heavier than 500 pounds.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, good to know.
Several tons.
Okay.
To Gert and Magnolia, I'm like, sell them on the whole pretzel thing. Get them going with that bit of the scheme. Gert, maybe some backing music. You know, give us some drama.
I pull out my instrument. I start strumming chords lightly in the background. Go for it, Magnolia.
You see, down the road, where you have set all of these wonderful traps, lies a small bakery. But do not be deceived, this bakery is filled with blood, gore, and guts. However, despite all of this cruelty that I know you all love so very much, this small, lovely little woman sells pretzels. And what do pretzels need? They need sunlight to bake and bask in their yeasty glory. So I implore you all, go to Wetzel's Go to Wetzel's Pretzels, ask for the glorious pretzels, and bring her all of these intestines. You will not be disappointed. And, in turn, Newset will no longer become your demon. He will become your god.
Just a side note to this announcement, which was all absolutely true, every word of it. Make sure that when you bring those intestines, they have been used. That way we can appease the Newset, and Newset will give you pretzels in return.
Oh, and this entire time I'm holding Tip Tap like Baby Yoda.
And while Magnolia is speaking, I'm like doing a little dance along to the music.
Oh my god. Go ahead, Magnolia and Gert make persuasion checks.
18.
13.
Gert, with your backing track, if you wanted to have inspired Magnolia, you could have.
Can I do that then?
Yeah, you can add a d6.
Okay. That is a straight 6. That is
Nice.
19.
Hell
Nice.
And Gert, what was yours?
18.
18. Between the two of you, there's some hype building here. They're all starting to get into it. Oh my
And I
god.
want to start a chant that just is pretzels, pretzels, pretzels.
Is World doing anything at this time? I'm just sort of saying back and like clutching the head and just
No.
oh god.
Are there like other goblins like around the catapult, or are they all kind of like distracted by what's going on?
Most of them are pretty distracted right now.
If I'm examining the catapult, I'm basically trying to find like, is there like a rope that I could cut, or like something that I could like just damage just a little bit to where like it wouldn't actually fling anyone very far or hurt anyone?
Make an investigation check.
Sure.
Pretzels.
Pretzels. Pretzels.
Investigation.
And when you bring the intestines, don't let any of their contents spill. She needs the contents, so make sure to tie them at the other end after they're used.
15.
15. You do find like a pin that if you like sort of take it out, they won't be able to use the catapult.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to kind of stealthily flick the pin out while everyone's distracted by pretzels.
Cool. Make a sleight of hand check. I'll say at advantage because everyone's distracted. God, what a fucking turn this took.
17.
17. Yeah, you sort of just grab that pin and sort of tuck it into a pocket, and this catapult's not going to be used until they're able to forge a new one.
Nice.
As the rest of you turn, you see Drugs sort of approaches all of you on her stilts that bring her up to 3 feet tall, towering over all of you if you would like to kneel. Which is
I would like to curtsy.
Yeah.
I will curtsy.
I'll kneel.
I'll also kneel.
I'll join the rest of the group and do the same.
Neil will kneel. Your Tamagotchi named Neil will kneel.
Kneel.
Kneel kneels.
This is a good compromise. Now please, tell us the ways of safe sex.
And I'm not going to make everyone roleplay that, but I'm going to have everyone make a medicine check to see how well you can convince these goblins about the ins and outs of safe sex.
Well, you see, and I pull out a raccoon penis bone.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's a 5.
That's also a 5.
I got a 14.
So as a 15-year-old boy, how much does Whirl know?
Whirl has some inklings of things, but probably hasn't learned too much. If you'd
Okay.
like to take it at disadvantage,
Sure.
You're welcome to.
Jesus Christ. That was still a really good roll. That's a 21.
Oh, God, yes.
It was a natural 20 and an 18. I'm not kidding.
Hell yeah.
We go on a rant about natural family planning.
God. Yodik, what was yours?
5. Yotik genuinely does not know how this process works because he doesn't have those kind of bits.
He's an insect.
He's an insect.
Magnolia and Yodik they're doing demonstrations, and it's like when the gym teacher tries to like teach it the ins and outs of this, like just like the substitute coming in to teach the class. It's like, I don't know what this is. But between, Gert, you're doing a good job. You've heard some songs, you've heard some things. Whirl, you pull out a little from schooling or wherever you've gotten your information. There's a little pamphlet. It just is like the ins and outs of safe sex, and this
It's the American Girl book.
You and your body.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't take the class, but the fairies gave me this book. So
Here, use the baculum.
I don't think goblins have those.
Don't all creatures have these?
No, I don't have one.
Oh, that explains That explains a lot. Okay. Please continue. You're doing a great job.
Jesus Christ.
And this pamphlet of your body and you just becomes their new doctrine, their new basically Bible.
Yes.
Whirl will happily leave it with them.
As you have somehow successfully convinced this group of goblins to engage in the practices of safe sex.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And they will, for the sake of not making this the most graphic episode, they begin.
They commence.
As the sun is setting, there are many tents that they head to and other things. And they're all very excited in the morning to go to Wetzel's Pretzels. And as you have told them the name is, even though it's Wetzel's Pestle, and bring their, you see hanging on the clothesline there, used prophylactics, ready to give to Wetzel.
So guys, I'm just gonna make a suggestion that maybe we don't stay here overnight listening to that. And maybe we head back to Wetzel's a little early and make sure that we get there before they do and get our reward and then leave.
Oh.
Couldn't agree more.
We need some way to prove to her that we've kept them from using the catapult in some way.
We have the pin.
Oh yeah, Whirl pulls out. Looks around to make sure no goblins are watching and then pulls out a pin from his pocket. Yeah, I kind of, while you guys were talking about pretzels, I pulled this out. I don't think the catapult's gonna work without this, so.
Brilliant subterfuge.
All right, I would like to start these arts and crafts signs, please.
All right, go ahead and make a survival check. Or no, sorry, a performance check.
With my knowledge of literacy, I would like to assist in making these signs.
Awesome. Go ahead and make a performance check as well.
That's a 21.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's see. Performance, that's going to be a 9.
9. You're helping with some of the wording on it. Magnolia, they have wooden slabs around that they happily give you. They're all pretty occupied with other things. And you start making signs. Wetzel's pretzel up ahead. Trade. Use prophylactics for pretzels.
It's PROPPHY? PYH? Something like that.
Pterodactyl.
PTERO.
You see, Tip Tap is a little young for the events, so
I'll walk back with you. If you want me to walk you back through the woods.
That would be wonderful.
Oh yeah, can you make sure we get, walk us through the traps and stuff to make sure we don't get, squished?
Yeah, sure.
and starts marching ahead, got the hand.
Oh my god, I want to keep him.
God, there's so many pets already, and it's only session 5.
What did you think would happen when you introduced an adorable green child?
I don't know what I thought.
You gave us Baby Yoda.
I did.
Yeah. Can I put him in my pouch?
Yeah, he's happy. He kind of bites the air as you walk by, kind of a dog in a car, just biting the air, and
that's so cute.
It's a great day.
Hey, World, do you have any berries?
I mean, I could make some. What kind do you want?
Just normal berries, like a standard blueberry or a strawberry.
Yeah, I'll reach into my pocket and conjure up a handful of blueberries and strawberries.
I'm gonna feed them to Tip Tap.
Eyes go wide and just.
Is he enjoying that?
He just digs in and starts devouring them. You see his face is just all
I
blue and.
think that's a yes.
We're keeping him.
Gert, as you're walking back, you hear just another little voice. Hey, what was that whole talk that was happening?
Oh God. Hi Neil. Well, Yotik, you remember when you said you would help me with talking to...
Oh, is it time to talk about death with the little one?
I don't know if you want to just reconjure up what we just explained. That would be helpful right now.
Absolutely, I would love to. I kneel down and talk to the Tamagotchi. Hello, Neil. It's nice to meet you. My name is Yotik. You see, Neil, life is beautiful, but finite. All lives must end. There is no beauty without the end of life.
Are you
Without the finality,
Wrong
the finality of life,
I think
the beauty of existence would have no meaning. Death comes for all of us in the end, and it's nothing to be afraid of.
You see here just like this quiet little like, okay.
And, as a bonus, it's not the end. Life continues after death. Even death is not final. With the power of the arcane arts, death is no match for us. Our vigor, our fortitude, we can prevail beyond death.
Okay. I was just wondering what the prophylactics are and what they do.
Oh, well, it keeps them from getting pregnant.
Hey, Mom, what's pregnant?
I don't know how to help with this, I'm sorry, and I walk away.
I just say, go to sleep, Neil, and I press his little sleepy button.
It's like that twilight golden hour as you make your way back to Wetzel's pestle. And you see like there's still the smoke coming from her chimney.
I'm going to leave Tip Tap in the van.
Okay. I have to be getting back soon, but...
I think that Tip Tap would be an excellent messenger. I think he could help us convince Wetzel that we have stopped them from their plan.
I just don't want him to bring up the pretzel thing. You
That's
know?
true.
Ask for a pretzel.
Yes.
Oh, I would love a pretzel if she's got some.
She doesn't have any right now, and it would be very rude for you to ask. They're only available first thing in the morning, and you mustn't ask. Otherwise, you'll never get one.
He goes, and you see bears like his teeth at you.
Yes.
maybe we leave him in the van.
Yeah, good idea.
Yes,
I've
I
at least
changed my mind.
I've at least got this from the catapult, so that's something.
Well, getting into a van with strangers. Okay.
And he just gets in.
If you get hungry, little one, there are some onions and also some human bones.
Okay.
And or berries if you want some. I can make those.
I'll eat anything. All three are basically the same to me.
I give him a tibia and then walk away.
He starts gnawing on it. As you approach Wetzel's pestle.
I'll knock on the door.
Yes? What is it?
Hi, Wetzel. We solved the problem for you. Whirl, show Wetzel the pin.
Yeah, so like the goblins were catapulting themselves at the sun, and they're not gonna do that anymore because I kind of broke the catapult, and I'll hold up the pin.
It seems like they could probably rebuild the pin, but that's... Well, he did say if you would get it to stop. How about this? Tomorrow morning, if no goblins fall in, then I will give you the reward.
Excellent. Good. You will have 0 goblins falling from the sky tomorrow, and that will be the nature of our deal. I like this. And I reach out a claw to shake.
My hands are covered in acid.
Can we do like an air pinky promise instead then?
Maybe like a winky promise, like we all wink at each other.
Yep, this seems fine. I'm a hermit. I know what these things are. This is probably a standard thing. And she just is holding out her pinkies like this and winking. Yes. Yes, I'm cool. Well, feel free to pull up your carriage and rest on my lawn full of old broken things like broken glass and half a bathtub. So you can rest until tomorrow morning if you'd like. As when you get back to the van, you see that Tip Tap is pass out. And his belly, it just looks inflated, and you see 10 onions are gone, and that bag of goblin flesh, which you left behind, is partially dug into.
Oh.
What a poor little guy.
At least he's sound asleep.
Killing. Murder.
As you all take a nice long rest. As you wake up early in the morning, go ahead, everyone, make perception checks.
6.
That's a 13.
13 for me too.
23.
No one but Whirl seems to notice that coming through the woods, maybe like 100 feet away, there's like a parade of goblins carrying prophylactics over, like on their, like a thing on their shoulder, like just tons and tons of them. They're like starting to approach Wetzel's.
I'm gonna quickly wake everybody else up.
Oh, yeah.
They goblins. They're showing up early.
Let's go get our reward quick before the used condoms show up.
Let's hurry.
Yeah, let's run.
All right, you probably have like a couple minutes before they get there, but they're pretty close. You bang on Wetzel's door thing. Oh, well, it's past the time they usually fall from the sky. How did you all sleep?
Great, we'll take that reward.
I extend my wings behind all of us to block the view of the goblins.
We really, really have to get on the road, though, so if we could just, like, the deal thing.
Oh, sure. Let me just go to the back. I'll be a couple of minutes. I keep it in a safe. Where's that password? She goes to the back room, and you can hear her, like, rummaging around. Around that time, the goblins are, like, hitting the road, like, in front of the house. Like, they're becoming, like, almost in full view.
I'm gonna run over to the goblins with my wings extended.
Wait, the pretzels aren't quite ready. You have to wait just 1 minute. Just wait right here. Don't move.
And I keep my wings extended.
All right. Make a persuasion check. Or make a deception check, actually.
God damn it. I just can't roll. It's 5.
They're like, that's fine. We'll just run up next to the thing.
And they just start, they're all like marching like together in like lines.
I'm going to as they get close to me and I realize that my deception has not worked, I'm going to shake my wings so that the sleeping dust comes off and just blast them all with the sleeping dust.
Oh my god. Go ahead. I think it's a D8 per level, so go ahead and roll 2D8.
Yes. Oh, hell yeah. 14.
You see 2 of the goblins right in the front just thunk, thunk, fall over. The others look at you and they're like, they start taking out spears.
I told you it's not time. There's a force field that causes goblins to fall asleep and it only deactivates at a certain time of day. I'm trying to protect you.
Make a deception check. It would be at disadvantage because you've already made it, but I'll say because you used the sleep, it's just a flat roll.
Natural 20.
The goblins grab their friends and scatter back behind the tree line, right as the rest of you see Wetzel turn around and like come back. Yes! Here you go! 300 gold, and this, a secret artifact from my family. And she takes out what looks like a 6-pack. And they're like cans with like explodey things that says like Slam Cola.
Oh,
this
dear.
has been in my generation for years and years. I have carried it with me to give to someone important, and I believe that is all of you.
I jog back over.
What?
Do you have Identify prepared?
I do.
As you cast Identify on this 6-pack of Slam Cola, you learn that this is a uncommon wondrous item.
Ooh.
And you hear in your mind as you cast this spell, get ready for your taste buds to explode as Slam Cola is back and more energy-packed than ever before. With enough sugar and caffeine to feed a small village, you won't be able to remember life before Slam! Pick up a 6er today. Side effects. Drinking a Slam Cola as a bonus action allows you an action surge. But 1 minute after chugging a Slam Cola, you suffer a point of exhaustion. Sleep may also be difficult, as it can feel like your eyes are being held open by a colony of ants. Slam Cola, wow! And you hear like this like guitar riff in your head.
Yotik is like completely dazed by that experience.
What the fuck was all of that?
We gotta get on the road because we got places to be, but you know, thanks for everything. I hope life gets better for you.
Yes, thank you so much.
I just really appreciate having company. It's been so long
Okay,
since I've gotten to
bye.
talk
Thank you.
Bye.
You start driving. Oh, okay. By then, you start driving off, and you see the goblins start to like approach in the lines, but you're already pretty far away. In the back, you hear tip tap.
I kind of wanted to get a pretzel.
Oh, it turns out that she broke both of her hands last night and is never going to be able to make pretzels again, so there's nothing for you in this village anymore. Do you want to travel with us?
We promise we'll get you a pretzel eventually.
I'm going to say Magnolia make a persuasion check. Because I think Magnolia is the only person who has spent enough time to confirm. It would be at disadvantage, but I'll say Yodik is helping.
It's a 10.
I mean, I really like you guys, but I've got to go back, I got 40 brothers and sisters to look after. I'm kind of the mature one. But here, I got this for you.
It pulls out what look like daisies, but they're red, and hands them to you, Magnolia.
Aw.
Are they poisonous?
No, they're not poisonous. They're blood daisies.
Oh.
Aww. I'm so flattered. I take them. I start to make a crown. I put it on my head.
Yeah, blood starts dripping down on you.
I bit the head off the squirrel myself that I used to paint them.
I think this is such a thoughtful gift.
Well, it's been nice knowing you, I guess. I open the back door of the van.
Well, it's been great. If you're ever back in the area, come by and say hi.
Just follow the signs to Wetzel's Pretzels. Make sure to ask for one with extra salt.
Oh, okay.
Goodbye,
leaps
and I
out
scoop him out of the back of the van.
Yeah. Yeet. Just kind of just
fucking
topples
yeet him
over.
out.
Rolls out of the back of the van as you peel away.
Peel away at 4 miles an hour.
Yeah. He's just like on the ground, and you're just kind of still as you walk away. And you see him put up like a thumbs up. I'm okay! As you continue.
Aww.
And much like the scream at the end of Home Alone or Home Alone 2, you hear just sort of Wetzel yelling, just, "What the heck?" And just kind of like birds like fly from the trees. It's so loud. As several days pass, and your party of adventurers continues on your quest to find the lost tomb of the Necrowraith Scepter, trudging through the Yukon forest, you see it brimming with, once again, beautiful life, deer, flowers, all sorts of things. The blood has long dried from the crown around your head, Magnolia.
I probably would have set the wolf free after like a day.
Just sort of, go on, get out of here. Just like looks back.
Go find a nice wolf and make wolf puppies with them.
It's just like the Harry and the Hendersons moment, like looking back.
I'm sorry, buddy. I can't afford the spell slot every day to make you love me.
They turn around. There's like this sad music as it looks.
Now I have guilt.
He walks away. But as you continue along your path, you see ahead of you. The road continues, and there's like some other like side roads, but the main road is blocked by a tree that has been freshly felled. And that is where we'll pick up next time.
Oh.
Interesting.
I forgot the most important part of the end.
Oh.
She didn't give you 300 gold.
She just gave us the soda?
No, she gave you 299 gold, 9 silver, and 5 copper pieces because there's an extra tax.
We have to go back and kill her.